I have a question for you. Did you know that overthinking is a sign that you don't trust yourself? Did you know, Jane, that overthinking is a sign that you don't trust yourself? Hi there, how are you? Thank you all for joining me today. I have another question. I came with a lot of questions today. My next question is, what would change if you trusted yourself? Hi, Grace. I stopped by today to ask a few questions, and I would love for you to interact with me in the chat and share your response. What would change if you trust yourself this year? What would change for you? I would love to know what would change for you, Grace. And the other question that I have is, did you know that overthinking is a sign that you don't trust your own voice? I ask these questions because I'm doing a workshop on January 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern on how to have your best year ever. And it is hard to have your best year if you are not able to answer certain questions. And the question that I just asked is, what would change if you trusted yourself this year? If you trust yourself, that's going to gauge how you're going to experience this year. Having that best year ever. You've got to trust your thoughts, trust your vision, trust you. Right, Grace? And if you're overthinking things, overthinking is getting in the way of your trust. Overthinking is getting in the way of the results that you can have. Overthinking is interrupting what you see as possible over there. Overthinking is causing you to stay in a frozen spot or cause you to stay stuck. When you overthink, it is saying you don't trust your own voice. So in order to win, in order to have the best year ever, you've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust yourself. Right? I'm on this live here and folks are calling. So self-doubt, right? Signs of overthinking or that you don't trust your own voice, Grace, is showing through self-doubt, delayed decision. You're doubting the decision that you need to make. You're second guessing yourself. So until you can answer the question, what would change if I trusted myself? It is going to be difficult for you to have the best year ever. So if you're excited about 2026, Joey, Grace, if you're excited about having the best year ever, it's important that you learn to trust the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. Don't let self-doubt rob you of what's possible. The other thing is confidence is also a critical piece of you trusting yourself. And confidence creates speed. When you're confident, you're going to hit the ground running. You're going to go out there and say, yes, I'm going to do it. You won't let self-doubt stand in the way. When you're confident, Joey, Angela, you're going to hit the ground running. You're going to hit the accelerator instead of the brakes, right? So you're making sure that overthinking is not robbing you of what's possible. Because when you overthink, it's a sign that you don't trust your own voice, your own thoughts. And the question is still on the table, and I would love to get an answer. I would love to get your answer, your input. What would change if you trusted yourself more this year? Yeah. It would be a good experiment to try. Because trust simplifies everything. When you trust you, when you value your thoughts, when you trust your opinion, when you trust yourself, You're going to be okay with stepping out even though you may not have all the details. You're not going to allow overthinking to rob you of the outcome, Bruce, of what it is you desire. Because overthinking is a sign that you don't trust yourself. And in order to trust yourself, you've got to lean into your confidence. In order to trust yourself, you have to know that trust is going to simplify things. It's not going to cause you to overthink it and go into the mode of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I really want you to really think about that. It's the early part of 2026. We are 6 days in. And if you're thinking about having the best year ever, a better year than 2025, you would need to answer, what would change if I trust myself more? And if I were to answer it from a perspective of being a client, I would definitely say what would change because I trust myself more is that I'm going to make a decision and stick to it. I'm going to make a decision and follow through. I'm going to create a process, steps, and honor my steps. I'm going to create intentions and honor my intentions. I'm going to use intentions to govern how I show up each and every day. And every morning this week, this month so far, I've been doing intentions, focus on intention at 7:45 a.m. I would love to meet you there tomorrow morning. So it's critical to address and identify in you what would change if you trusted yourself more this year. What would change? And list all the things that would change. You would take on that stretch assignment. You would ask for that promotion. You would ask out that person. You would start that business. You would write that book. You would say yes to yourself and no to other people. You would stop the people pleasing because you trust who you are, your values and your desires and the outcome that you want. Trust simplifies everything. When you trust yourself and your thoughts, you don't overthink. Because overthinking robs you. It takes from you. Overthinking is a sign that you don't trust your own self. Hey, Pam. Imagine what's possible when you stop second guessing yourself. What are the things that's possible? Nikki, thank you for meeting me here today. Imagine what's possible if you stop second guessing yourself. Yes, you may not make everything on the first try, but you're going to be okay with saying, you know what? I will learn the lesson. You're shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You're going to trust yourself more. You're going to trust your decision. You're going to lean in and take the steps. Make the effort. Shoot your shot. Don't let overthinking and second guessing rob you of what's possible. So I would love for you to answer this question for yourself and share with me anytime. Go over to my bio and click the link and register for the event that's coming up on January 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern. How to have the best year ever. And to have the best year ever, you've got to trust you. You got to trust your decision. You got to trust the desire that's in your heart that you want to experience. You got to trust yourself. And overthinking is robbing you of the outcome that you can have. And overthinking is causing you to second guess. And it's a sabotage. It's interrupting and robbing you of the outcome of what's possible. Possibility is waiting for you. When you trust yourself, you make space between impossible, the I am, the M and the P, and create I am possible. When you trust yourself, you no longer see things as impossible. You see them as I am possible. You're willing to take the leap of faith and step out. So I would love for you to join me tomorrow morning at 7:45. Thank you all for meeting me here. Jonah, Marina, Grace, Tashi, thank you so much. Is that Leonie? Thank you all so much for joining me here. Just remember, it's important that you trust yourself because overthinking is a sign that you don't trust your own voice. So stop the overthinking, interrupt it with the truth of who you are, who you're becoming, and be okay if it doesn't work the first time. Be okay with being vulnerable. Be okay, let go of perfection and grab a hold of progress. Let progress lead the way and stop overthinking. I will show you how. I would love to connect with you. So click the link in my bio and sign up for the event and bring 5 of your friends. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 7:45 for us to talk a little bit more about day 7, intention. Go to the videos that I've shared on my channel. Feel free to repurpose them and send them and share them and put them on your favorites and engage with me. Help me to grow this channel. Send the link out to other people and invite folks to join us here. I thank you, Vicky, for showing up, and Emily and Mags, thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. And remember, overthinking is robbing you of your voice. Your voice, someone is waiting to hear from you. And if you can trust yourself more this year, you have so many things to lean into and embrace and enjoy and get the benefits of those things that are waiting. Trust yourself. Trust you. All right? We'll talk soon.